Hello and welcome to this bonus episode of DSN's Direct Approach podcast. I am your host, Wayne Moorhead. And today we get a masterclass on what's happening in the channel right now and what we can expect looking forward as we're joined by Direct Selling News founder and CEO and industry icon and expert, Stuart Johnson. As we all are very aware, the direct selling industry is evolving, and certainly no one understands that transformation better than Stuart. From the rise of AI and digital innovation, to the impact of increasing competition from retail giants and gig economy platforms. This is certainly an important time for all of us in direct selling. In this episode, Stuart dives deep into the key shifts shaping the industry, including which sectors are thriving, which are having some challenges, and where the biggest growth opportunities lie. With a forward-looking perspective, Stuart delivers actionable strategies for leaders navigating this new landscape. So whether you're focused on innovation, expansion, or staying ahead of this disruption, this episode is packed with insights to help you adapt and succeed. Now here's Stuart with his latest State of the Channel update.
Welcome. I'm Stuart Johnson, founder and CEO of Direct Selling Partners and Direct Selling News. I'm excited to provide this latest update on the Direct Selling channel. I'm going to talk about the competitive landscape, what's happened in the last 12 months, who's growing, what's working, what's not, and what's next. I'm also going to share some direct selling news updates and some direct selling university updates. It's hard to believe this is my 40th year partnering, supporting, and championing this amazing direct selling channel. So let's get started. The recent past has been challenging for the channel as a whole. The last 10 years, and specifically the last 5 years since COVID began in early 2020, has been a really wild ride for direct selling, for the markets, and has affected direct selling sectors differently. Competition for our products and our opportunity has dramatically increased. The domestic product sector revenue the last 10 years has remained flat, not counting inflation, and has declined considerably when considering inflation. The COVID bump of early 2020 all the way through the first half of 2021 has disappeared in the last 3 years. Competition, as I said, has massively increased with the market-leading Amazon search program and their trillion-dollar commerce platform, plus literally thousands of other direct-to-consumer brands have increased the competitive landscape. We also find ourselves over the last 10 years competing with thousands of new opportunities for people to earn extra income and become sidepreneurs. We are no longer one of the only games in town. The competitive landscape has become very competitive and challenging for direct selling. This has created many difficult news events. So let's talk about what's been happening the last 12 months in the channel. We start off with Beauty Counter that closed last April. It was owned by the Carlyle Group, and 3 years after acquiring a majority interest at $1 billion valuation. The epic story of the destruction of a great brand has been well documented. Putting in a new CEO with no experience in the channel, comp plan changes, going into retail, and a private equity combination of arrogance and ignorance. The founder, Greg Renfrew, subsequently acquired the brand, and almost 12 months later, still appears to be relaunching the brand as an affiliate model. Now, close to my heart, 31 Gifts, and of course, the recent closure of Epicure are all sad, but not really material. Bankruptcies in the last 12 months. The former lenders identified as party products have acquired the Tupperware assets and have pivoted the business model and closed many international markets. Natura & Company, the parent company of Avon Products since 2020, purchased Avon Products out of bankruptcy just last December. Now, this is not the Avon company that operates in the United States and is owned by the Korean company LG Home and Healthcare. And Avon was definitely impacted in some part from the private equity ownership by Cerberus prior to Natura. The Beauty Counter closure was followed by pivot announcements to affiliate models by Trace of Hope and Saints, and then followed by several others, as you see here on the screen. Now, it's important to note that most of these pivots involved owners that were not from the direct selling channel and were not 100% committed or passionate about the channel. It's also important to understand that many of these pivots were made to meaningfully reduce expenses in cutting out the commissions, out of a survival mentality, only to provide time to hopefully figure out a new strategy. Natura recently pivoted from a network marketing model in Mexico to a franchise model, and it was the only country that they had a network marketing model. So, all of this news, the three most impactful and important stories in the last year were Beauty Counter, Rodan and Fields, and Beachbody. Now, they're all based in California, the most difficult state to operate any business for 1,000 reasons. Beauty Counter and Rodan and Fields both were controlled by private equity investors and had excessive debt. They suffered declining revenue after the COVID bump, and the private equity partners contributed to some really bad decisions. At Rodan and Fields, a CEO was brought in with no prior channel experience. Not long after, compensation plans were cut, other seemingly minor decisions decreased trust and impacted the trend of declining revenues. Unable to service the debt, TPG, the private equity group, took control in early 2024 and then made decisions to eliminate the compensation plan and pivot to a single level affiliate model last July. Beachbody had multiple private equity partners, which ultimately led to a poorly timed and poorly executed public company merger in early 2021 at a severely inflated $3 billion valuation, which at the time was 2.5 times the forward 12-month revenue projections. Shortly thereafter, their revenue also declined after the COVID bump and wiped out $3 billion in market cap over the next 3 years. Then private equity influenced the pivot to an affiliate model last September, and their sales have continued to decline. In summary, private equity investors have been a real disappointment for the channel. DSN wrote a great story last fall. Private equity has destroyed billions of dollars in direct selling enterprise, more than any other group of individuals or enterprises. Prior to 2024, private equity contributed in the past to enormous declines at Home Interiors, Arbonne, Monavie, Jamberry, and others. When ownership starts to look at the sales force that helped build the company as transactional, instead of people and partners, it is the beginning of the end. Now, I do have to add a quick disclaimer that there have been a handful of positive private equity experiences in direct selling, including Prepaid Legal with MidOcean Partners and Stone Point Capital, Primerica and Warburg Pincus when they went public in 2010, and Immunotech and their private equity partners that have let Mauricio Domenzane run the company. And then we have Color Street, just recently pivoting their business model to a 2-level affiliate program. They did not have private equity investors or based in California. The company had done more than $1.6 billion in cumulative sales in their 8 years. Color Street stylists will get paid up to 40% on personal sales and 15% on their first level of recruits. The first pivot from a direct selling network marketing compensation plan to a 2-level commission plan as a strategy. They said further that pivoting to an enhanced affiliate model, that 95% of the stylists will have consistent or enhanced earnings based upon their historic performance. They also announced an aggressive multi-channel strategy. It's important to note that Color Street had a wholesale, retail, and multi-channel strategy before they went into direct selling. So this is ultimately a return to the past for the ownership. Let me be clear, pivoting from direct selling and network marketing to an affiliate model has not created any growth or achieved any sustainable success so far, full stop. Even Advocare, who was forced to pivot to a 1-level plan in 2019, hasn't stopped the 6-year revenue decline. They have maintained a really great direct-to-consumer brand with some retail presence. I can also say that layering an affiliate model into a legacy direct selling company's traditional compensation plan has also not worked so far. And we know many have tried. And if I'm wrong, please let me know. And of course, as always, time will be the only 100% accurate storyteller. Now, to summarize and contextualize these events and be accurate in the facts and responsible in this reporting, all of the pivots and closures of the last 12 months represent less than 10% of the direct selling revenue in the physical product sector of the channel. And that revenue loss has been materially offset by some really significant growth stories. And the services sector of direct selling remains in a really strong growth mode. Have we possibly just witnessed the pruning of the landscape of companies in direct selling to allow us to be positioned for a brighter future? This would also probably be considered business as usual in any other channel of distribution. But the sensationalist and negatively biased media, along with the empowered and vocal minority of haters, are controlling the narrative. Direct selling is absolutely a robust and sustainable channel of distribution and business model if done the right way. We are not contributing our positive and empowering success stories to the media narrative, and that has to change. Now, moving on, we have also seen some consolidation in the channel with increased mergers and acquisition activity the last few years. Here are some of the most material acquisitions in the last 12 months. David Chung's Beauty Brands bought Amari Global. Full Glass bought Scout and Cellar and indirectly Traveling Vineyard. L'Occitane took over complete ownership of Limelife by Alcone. And then recently in December, USANA bought Haya, a really exciting acquisition for USANA. It's a direct-to-consumer children's nutritional brand that's forecasted to do $150 million in revenue in 2025. They have the intentions of leaving the brand as a standalone and run by the former owners. But hey, let's turn this discussion to all the growth and success happening in direct selling. What companies and what markets are growing? In January, I finished a quick poll of the top companies' revenue performance in 2024 compared year over year to 2023. This was from a data set of the top 100 North American direct selling companies with more than 50 million annual revenue. I was able to compile 80 data points. Now, I did not include the real estate and financial services companies using licensed agents and paying commissions through tiered compensation models in this quick poll. And the poll results were 43% of the companies grew, 14% were flat, defined as within 2% of revenue, either up or down, and 43% of them did not grow. That means that 57% of the companies were either flat or grew. We hear some people saying that flat has been the new up. Now, what were the macro observations? Younger companies did better overall than older companies. This was expected based upon them being earlier in their life cycles. Hispanic and Latino companies thrived. The product category of each company was not meaningful, and services companies that were included in the quick poll performed incredibly well. Now, here are the startup standouts for the last 5 years. We are following 20 companies started since 2020 that have reached over $1 million in monthly revenue. This is a really impressive list. We've also started another category called Companies in Momentum. And this is not a complete list. We're still compiling companies. Companies had to have a minimum of 50 million revenue and 25% growth year over year, or at least had growth of over 200 million in 2024 over 2023. In the 200 million plus revenue band, we saw Immunotech, LifeWave, PartnerCo, and Shackley all increase more than 25%. And in the services companies, we saw eXp Realty, Family First Life, InGroup, otherwise known as InCruises, LPT Realty, Primerica, and Real Brokerage. All of these increased either 25% or in Primerica and eXp's case, rose much more than 200 million in revenue. In the 100 to 200 million brand, we have Live Good, Oliveda, the Super Patch Company, and Think Energy. And between 50 and 100 million, we have Actives, Bravenly Global, Faster Way to Fat Loss, Hue and Grace, and Chiari in this band. Now, the observations here are similar. Younger companies also perform better. Now, all the product companies except Oliveda were in the health and wellness category. And not a surprise that they all have a very focused product strategy and a consistent focus on customer acquisition and retention. Another new category we're tracking is what we're calling rising stars. These are growth companies doing between 20 and $50 million in annual revenue. A really robust group of future channel success stories. Now, we also tracked 4 companies that reached $100 million in annual revenue for the first time in the last 4 months. an amazing feat. I'm not quite sure I remember when 4 companies achieved this in the same 12-month period. Live Good, Oliveda, the Super Patch Company, and Think Energy. Let's talk about what's hot in the product categories right now. GLP-1 enhancing supplements have been extremely popular in the last 12 months. Companies like LifeVantage, Modere, Lavelle, PM International, and others have experienced real growth in this category. But also, some companies have been successful offering support products for GLP-1 prescription drug patients, patients that are on Wegovy, Mounjaro, Zepbound. And what they need is they need extra collagen, creatine, and amino acids to help with muscle loss. But they also need gut health products that have become even more popular than they were, with prebiotics, probiotics, and fiber. And then other companies have been successful in the mental health and brain health category with products in nootropics, energy, and focus categories. And then also we've seen the performance sports category do incredibly well, led by some of the largest companies in the channel, Herbalife and Amway. Now, the fastest growing market in the United States is the Hispanic and Latino market. 20% of the US direct selling sales force is Hispanic and Latino. And it's no surprise, it's also the fastest growing population demographic in the US. But also, the Latin American markets in Mexico, Central and South America are also growing and represent some of the most successful growth markets globally. The majority of direct selling customers buying our products in North and South America speak Spanish or Portuguese, not English. Let me repeat that. The majority of direct selling customers buying our products in North and South America speak Spanish or Portuguese, not English. So let me ask, what is your strategy for the fastest growing market in the Americas? Now, here are the top Hispanic Latino companies with more than $100 million revenue in this market in the Americas. Quite a substantial list of companies. Now, we had our first Direct Selling University LATAM conference in Miami in January this year, and it was a huge success. And we can't wait to host another LATAM Direct Selling University early next year in 2026. Now, what's the real size of the direct selling channel in the United States? Well, I can say confidently that direct selling is more than a $50 billion market in the US. Now, here is a graph of the actionable revenue by category in the US. We have the products category declining the last 10 years, and then each of the 3 main services categories. Real estate services growing, financial services growing, and traditional network marketing companies selling services that don't require licenses have declined slightly in the last 10 years. All of that totals more than $50 billion of actual revenue in the US. Now, this is the 10-year revenue reports from the DSA at retail. You can see that they show flat revenue, then the COVID bump, and then the precipitous decline the last 3 years. But at $37 billion in 2023 and an estimated 34 in 2024, they're just not counting everything, and especially not counting all of the services companies. The services sector of direct selling is booming. As we discussed, there are 3 major categories: licensed agents in real estate, licensed agents in financial services, and traditional network marketing companies selling services. Now, here's the market share of each. Licensed agents at 50%, licensed financial services agents at 40%, and traditional network marketing at less than 10%. Now, it's very important to understand this graph. The direct selling services sector is more than 90% real estate and financial services using licensed agents, and less than 10% using what we would consider to be traditional network marketing without a licensed sales force. Now, looking at the different categories, we have Keller Williams, eXp Realty, Real Brokerage, and LPT Realty as the largest players in the real estate space and direct selling. All of these companies had substantial growth last year. eXp Realty grew by more than $400 million. Real Brokerage grew by more than $500 million. And Keller Williams and LPT put up some amazing growth. They did all of this even with all the changes, the new rules, and anxiety in the real estate business. And then we have financial services using licensed agents. And here we have Globe Life, Family First Life, Integrity Marketing Group, Premier Financial Alliance, PHP Agency, Primerica, Thrivent, and World Financial Group. And they also all performed incredibly well last year. Now we have the services companies that use traditional network marketing, like Ambit, Legal Shield, InGroup or InCruises, ACN, and Think Energy, which also all performed very well last year. Then we have two smaller subcategories: hybrid direct selling companies selling both products and services, like Faster Way to Fat Loss, iGenius, Purchase of Renew, Jifu, and Trenance. These companies' revenue is not material to the overall market. Then we have companies using an enhanced affiliate model. These companies are paying more than just a single level affiliate commissions on personal sales. We don't have enough segmented data from traditional affiliate companies that are offering multi-tiered affiliate commissions. This category is also by revenue not material, but growing, like the hybrid category. And Faster Way to Fat Loss is the standout success story in both of these categories that was started almost 10 years ago as an enhanced affiliate model. Now, there are $9 billion US-based direct selling services companies. Here they are. And 6 of them are publicly traded, either as a standalone publicly traded company or as part of their parent company. And here is more details on them, their parent company, their stock symbols, and their market cap. And then there are 3 private companies that are over $1 billion in services. Integrity Marketing, based in Dallas, Texas. Steve Young, the chairman. They've acquired probably 6 direct selling financial services companies in their total 200 plus acquisitions that they've made. Then Keller Williams, we've already talked about, started in 1983, now has over 100,000 agents, has paid out more than $2 billion in lifetime profit sharing through their tiered compensation program. And then Thrivent, been around since 1902 and is managing or advising assets worth $189 billion. There is also $1 billion services company outside the US. That is Utility Warehouse. They are based in the UK and only operate in the UK. They have over 1 million customers, and at $2.6 billion in revenue for fiscal 2024, they do more revenue than all the UK direct selling products companies combined. They have a quite diversified product portfolio, and they have all their products appear on a single bill for customer convenience. Now, there are $13 billion product companies globally, with 7 based in the US: Amway, doTERRA, Forever Living, Herbalife, Melaleuca, Nu Skin, and Young Living. And then there are 6 international companies: Atomi, Coway, Infinitus, PM International, Nature & Co. that owns Avon, and Vorwerk, of course, under the Thermomix brand. Now, we have to talk about door-to-door selling when we talk about direct selling. Door-to-door selling is absolutely part of the direct selling channel of distribution, and it's a really big business in the US. You can see many of the major players listed here. Now, independent contractors sell in the home. Some recruit other independent contractor sellers. Some build teams of sellers, and they earn team overrides. This is absolutely the definition of direct selling, but it is also absolutely very, very different than traditional direct selling and network marketing. And we don't have an accurate way to determine just how many billions of dollars in revenue is generated through door-to-door selling in the US. Therefore, we did not count door-to-door selling in the direct selling $50 billion US revenue statement. Now, innovation has been a rich part of direct selling history for more than a century. Innovators like David McConnell, who founded Avon, have been empowering female entrepreneurs for over a century. Earl Tupper and Brownie Wise of Tupperware invented food storage and the home party. Dr. Forrest Shackley started Shackley and invented the multivitamin. Rich DeVos and Jay Van Andel started Amway, and they've been industry pioneers in partnering with the sales force and fighting for free enterprise around the globe. Mary Kay Ash and Mary Kay Cosmetics was empowering women decades before it was mainstream. Luis Ciabra of Nature & Co. has had one of the most environmentally conscious and sustainable companies and has been pioneers in these areas forever. Mark Hughes started Herbalife and pioneered herbal health, wellness, and weight loss with a simple selling system. Rex Mon founded Forever Living and brought us aloe vera juice. Frank Vandersloot started Melaleuca and pioneered tea tree oil. And Gary Young started Young Living and brought us essential oils. And of course, David Smith, the founder, chairman, and CEO of LifeWave, a visionary entrepreneur and inventor with 132 patents to his name. Now, they were around a quiet 14 years before they launched their hero product, the X39 Health and Wellness Patch in 2018, and have grown an astonishing 3,000% in just the last 6 years, from less than 20 million in revenue to over 550 million in revenue last year in 2024. Just an amazing success story. Now, there are several service sector innovators. Art Williams started the A.O. Williams Company, now called Primerica, and pioneered buy-term insurance and invest the difference with a tiered compensation model. Gary Keller started Keller Williams Real Estate with the first tiered profit-sharing compensation model. Glenn Sanford founded eXp Realty with the first tiered revenue-sharing compensation model. Now, I said direct selling has had a rich and robust history of innovation. So where is the future of innovation in direct selling? Where is it going to come from? Who's it going to come from? Now, speaking of innovation, technology innovation is happening at an unprecedented and exponential pace. It's been accelerating for more than 150 years, beginning with the telephone that took 75 years to reach 100 million users. The radio took 38 years. Television took 22 years to reach 100 million users. The personal computer took 16 years. Cell phones took 16 years. The internet took 14 years. Mobile apps only took 2 years to reach 100 million users. Facebook did it in 4, Instagram did it in 2, and then recently in 2018, TikTok took only 9 months to reach 100 million users. But it only took ChatGPT 2 months to reach 100 million users of their artificial intelligence service in late 2022. And later this year, we are likely to see a new AI platform from Meta, the owners of Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, break that record of 2 months. Now, we have seen early and widespread adoption of both agent-based and agentic AI as part of the artificial intelligence movement. And experts are on record that AI will have more impact on humanity and businesses than all other technology innovations combined. It is impacting every area of your business, and it is happening at a seriously frightening pace. Now, there are channel-focused supplier partners that have innovative and game-changing technology in email and communications management, sales enablement platforms for your distributors, e-commerce, marketing, operations, data analytics, personal and life skills development, and a whole lot more. Now, artificial intelligence is going to continue to change everything about your businesses, and the future applications are just endless. Every organization and every individual has a really important decision to make. You can decide to embrace the change that's coming with artificial intelligence, or you can simply watch the change. Now, Amazon is our friend, and Amazon is also our foe. As I said earlier, the trillion-dollar juggernaut has changed consumer search habits and buying behavior forever. And direct selling companies have been implementing new marketing strategies on Amazon for the last few years. These successful strategies are defensive in nature, used to remove unauthorized sellers, protect their brands, and protect their suggested retail price points. These strategies are all implemented while carefully explaining and educating the important benefits of this strategy to their sales force so that they have buy-in and are comfortable with the strategy. Now, who would have thought that the majority of the largest companies in the direct selling channel would have implemented an Amazon strategy of any kind just 5 years ago? Now, turning for a minute to the global direct selling markets. Globally, direct selling channel distribution is more than $200 billion in revenue. 75% of that happens outside the US. So you at least have to be a good student. There are $21 billion markets worldwide, with 7 in the Americas and 7 in Asia. Globally, Europe, Africa, India, Asia Pacific, and Latin America are all experiencing varying levels of growth. Now, of course, everybody always wants to ask me, what's the success formula for 2025? It's really simple. We need to be sharing valuable and exclusive products with our prospects and customers, and then a flexible part-time opportunity in an honest, compelling, and realistic way that is both aspirational and attainable. Sharing valuable and exclusive products with our customers and our prospects, also in a flexible part-time opportunity in an honest, compelling, and realistic way that is both aspirational and attainable. So what do we have to look forward to in 2025? Well, there's going to be more negative headwinds, and there's going to be more negative news. We have already seen a pivot and a closure this year. We're going to see more acquisitions and consolidation in the channel. But through all of it, I remain totally optimistic about direct selling as a channel of distribution, but only when and where it's done the right way. Now, reports from late 2024 and early 2025 provide optimism in selling and recruiting. We will absolutely continue to see more amazing positive growth and success stories. More product companies will stabilize and start to grow again, and the services sector will continue with their very robust growth. Now, the leadership changes in Washington are helpful, but we still face real challenges as a channel. Now, what do we need to be doing more of? We need to embrace change. We need to drive transformation, and we need to focus more on innovation. We need to make everything simpler, make it more transparent, and make it more contemporary for the younger generations. We need to be recruiting focused while maintaining customer obsession. As John Addison has always said, to get bigger, we have to be bigger. We all need to be thinking about being mobile first and AI empowered. And last but not least, we have to be more people centric. We really must be more focused on personal development and growing our people, both at corporate and in the sales force. We are ultimately in the people business. If we grow our people, we grow the business. Personal development is our X factor. It is the invisible glue in our communities and our cultures, and it's what differentiates us from all the other channels of distribution. And we also have to try to leave everyone better than we found them. Mary Kay said it best when she said, Mary Kay Cosmetics is a personal development system that happens to sell products. We cannot underestimate the importance of personal development and life skills training in building and growing a successful direct selling business. Now, what trends will we be seeing looking out 5 years to 2030? We're going to see flatter compensation plans. We're going to see more enhanced affiliate compensation models that are more than one level. And those are most likely going to come from new players and new entrants to the channel. We're going to see more services sold from more companies, and specifically more digital services. E-commerce platforms utilized by the channel will improve dramatically because they have to. We just have to provide better UI and UX to the customer e-commerce experience that's being provided by everybody else in the marketplace. Now, turning to direct selling news. DSN celebrated its 20th anniversary last year. DSN is the channel's largest and most trusted source of journalism, education, and events through multiple platforms, channels, and programs. DSN delivers free content and resources to direct selling executives through the DSN publication in digital and print versions, via the DSN website and our online presence, the VIP community text program, the DSN email dashboard that goes out 3 times a week, and of course, free attendance to the Direct Selling University events for all active executives. Now, we have 3 podcasts. Direct Approach has been there for 4 years with more than 60,000 uniques in its first 100 episodes. The Shift podcast is out there with more than 40,000 uniques and geared towards your sales force and helping them grow their business. And the new DSN podcast is helping our audience consume the content we create on a user-friendly platform. Now, the DSN library of content is the largest collection of direct selling content ever created and curated. This library has more than 300 videos from past DSU events and over 150 of the podcast episodes, along with over 1,500 direct selling news articles, totaling more than 2,000 unique assets. Now, this DSN library is available exclusively for direct selling news supporters and suppliers only. Now, to help you take advantage of this incredibly valuable library of content, we recently launched an AI-powered smart search feature. This enables you to navigate the entire library in seconds. Imagine having the entire DSN library of information available 24/7, completely searchable by AI. You can search by any individual, company, topic, strategy, market, and so much more. Now, the library with Smart Search, as I said earlier, is only available to DSN corporate supporters and DSN supplier members and supplier sponsors. And it's accessible by every one of their employees. It's a game changer. And maybe more importantly, it's an unfair advantage for every company with access to it. Now, DSN refreshed our supporter program in 25. We have established the patron level, the partner level, and the global partner levels of support. Now, you can start as a patron supporter for as little as $10,000 per year, or you can increase your engagement and recognition from DSN with our partners programs for $25,000 per year. We truly hope that you'll show your support. We could not do all the important and valuable work and hosting the DSU events without your continued help. We will continue to invest in everything we do for you and the channel, and we hope you will join your peers in supporting us if you haven't already. You can go to dsnevents.com/supporters for more information. Now, Direct Selling University events are the largest direct selling executive events held anywhere by a tremendous margin. And as I said, attendance at every DSU event is completely free to active direct selling executives. Now, please don't miss our next DSU event. DSU Spring is coming just weeks away on March 25th through 27th at the Irving Convention Center in North Texas. It's going to be epic. It's going to be our largest event ever with more than 500 attendees. I hope everyone watching is able to join us. We're going to have 30 hours of content from more than 70 speakers. Now, we kick off Tuesday the 25th with our legendary CEO Forum, which has 100 executives registered. Quite a record. And then that afternoon, we have our first bank of 4 in-depth 3-hour workshops. One on Latin America, one on payments and processing, one on artificial intelligence, and one on legal and regulatory. And then that evening, we have the annual Direct Selling News Global Celebration and Awards Banquet. And that's going to be spectacular as well. Now, then we have 2 full days, March 26th and 27th, of main stage content, including 3 amazing panels. Please register now. And we are back for our second Direct Selling University Europe event, June 3 through 5 in Amsterdam at the Airport Hilton. We're going to have a really exciting event. You can register now to attend. And then we're going to have DSU Fall 2025 this October 6th to 8th at the Renaissance Hotel in Plano, Texas. Be sure to save the date. So that's my update. I hope you enjoyed the information I shared. I do want to take the opportunity to give a huge and heartfelt thank you to the mighty team at Direct Selling News. And also to all the direct selling companies that support us, I want to say thank you and express my deepest gratitude and appreciation for your support. First, our global partners, LifeWave, Plexus, PM International, Synergence, and Vita Divina. To all of our partner supporters, thank you. And then to our patron supporters, thank you so much. I also want to express my gratitude and appreciation to our supplier members, our premier sponsors, Exigo, Fluid, Infotrax, Catapult, NowSite, Strategic Choice Partners, and WorldPay. And all of our supplier sponsors, and also a new category that we just launched this year, all of our supplier members. Now, we just absolutely could not do our work without the financial support from all our supporters and suppliers. I hope you will support me and DSN in championing the amazing good this incredible channel does for hundreds of millions of customers and independent business owners around the world. Now, I hope everyone is successful this year in accomplishing your strategies and your dreams. And I hope together we can all contribute to direct selling reaching its fullest potential. I hope that you'll share this important podcast episode and presentation with your teammates, friends, and colleagues. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for tuning in. Please take a moment to subscribe and give a 5-star rating and review to help Direct Approach continue to provide more candid insights and interviews for direct selling corporate executives. And don't forget to register for our upcoming spring events at dsnevents.com. Secure your spot now. Thank you for listening and supporting DSN and the Direct Approach podcast.